Welcome to another Tableau tutorial video. Today I'm going to talk about conditional formatting for reference lines. I've got a chart here, different action items, and we've got days across the bottom, different dots equal different action items, and they are late or complete depending on some certain criteria. So one of the action items is the lawyer review. We're going to review these proposals with the lawyer. And that's kind of the last step in the process. And so we've created a reference line for that milestone so you can see how you're progressing. So now we want to say, okay, if the lawyer review is scheduled to happen in the past, we want that line to be red. Or if it's within 6 months, we want this line to be yellow. We have a window to schedule with the lawyers. The way we do this is by creating additional reference lines that lay on top of this action item. Let me show you here. I'm going to create the red, and here's the red. So if our action item is lawyer and the action item is less than today, this is a calculated field that just is equal to today. Then we want the action chart, we want that date to be in the chart. Otherwise, it's going to be null. All right. So to actually calculate it, if we were to add a reference line, that's not an option. We have to actually add it. We actually have to add it to the detail first, and it shouldn't change your chart. We're going to change this to exact day, or not just day. And now when we come to add a reference line, that will be an option. Lawyer review red. I don't like this long explanation here, so I'm going to just put it as none. And then I'm going to do a custom that says lawyer review red. And then you can open this little caret, sideways caret, and put in the value, and that's going to show up in the tooltip. The reason I don't have the label is because if you look at the chart often enough, you'll know that that's the lawyer review date. So now you can see that this line is red. All right, so we want to add for the yellow. And so we create another calculated field, and this is going to be just for the criteria that are yellow criteria. And I'm just going to add another line here to make it a little bit easier for you to read. So once again, lawyer review. If it's within 6 months, and the reason you have to do or greater than 0 is because if it is behind today, it becomes a negative number, and so then you start running into a problem with the lawyer review red calculated field. The value is going to be a date. It has to be a date. And once again, bring it over to the details. Change it to the date. And now we can do add a calculated field, add a reference line, and pull this down. I'm going to get the yellow, have a none, custom, lawyer review, yellow, and we're going to do an action here. I'm going to do the date. I've already set it to yellow. And now you can see that this is already yellow. And as the today goes by, as it gets, eventually at some point this will turn red. One last point to make. There is an importance in the order. You'll see that it goes red first and then yellow. There's an order of precedence. If yellow hits, if it makes that criteria, it will show yellow. Let me just show you what I mean here. So if you remember, I said we need to have this greater than 0. So we're going to delete that. And so now this becomes yellow. Even though the criteria, even though it meets the criteria for red, because yellow is on top, if you can think about it, starts here, bottom to top, because yellow's on top, and because that is valid, it shows up. So you say, well, how do I get this? How do I fix this? Well, you remove the red and then add the red back in. And I'm not gonna even put anything in. And so now you have the red in. So that's the important thing. So that's how you create conditional formatting.